the quality of information. I didn't want to be something where you could only put journal articles, or you could only put scribbled notes. There were journal article systems out there, and there were scribbly note systems out there. But the very important thing for me was this collaborative building of a system in which the scribbled note, as it is refined, just continuously changes from being a scribbled note to being a note reviewed over coffee, to be a note which has been hacked around by the team, to a note which has been discussed and approved by a large group, to something which is the architecture document for a very large system, to something which has been published, formally published. And you don't want to have to switch systems and switch all the pointers to it when it changes from one thing to another. So lots of different qualities of information and lots of different types of information. But at the time I designed the web using a Next machine. Next machine came already able to play movies, play films, sounds, all kinds of pictures. So lots of different media, and also lots of forms of data as well. So that's the important element of the web design is its universality. And that in fact, it means that the web is not going to dictate anything about e-tools or other systems that use it. And that's, if you like, part of layering. The internet is designed independent of the things built on top of it. It's designed because it was designed very cleanly so that you could make an email application out of it, you could make file transfer, you could build a web. It wasn't designed by people who thought, oh, well, let's make it so that it can be designed by web. They hadn't thought of the web. So they what was really clever about Lisa and colleagues who when they put together TCP/IP, they made it such a simple, clean interface that things that they had dimension could be designed on top of it. And it was in that spirit that we tried to design the web, and we continually try to design the web to be something where you could do browsing and shopping, you could do participative sites, you could do searching, and most importantly, you could do the thing which somebody is going to unveil tomorrow, which none of us here have imagined. It's designed so you have to just design something very clean to be a foundation for things to come. There's a difference between foundation technologies, which is designed like that. They're designed to enable, compared to what you could call, by analogy with the building, I suppose, ceiling technologies. Ceiling technologies like proprietary music download systems, for example. They make money, they allow people to listen to music, but, you know, that's what they do. They allow you to connect to one particular store to buy music, and they allow you to maybe use a particular type of music player with it, but really, this is not a foundation for other things. It's not got hooks all over it, so that other people can innovate on top of it. I think it's really important we keep this lesson that I learned from the internet design to build things as foundation technologies so that they are, that we're just trying to be as clean as we can and as firm as we can so that the innovation that we haven't yet imagined can come later. Part of that is making sure that our layer does not involve paying royalties. Paying royalties really does not excite people. There were other systems which could have been the web perhaps, I don't know, but they had charge royalties and people dropped them like hotcakes. So, designing designing foundation technologies, not even technology. So, let's look at a couple of the things that people have built on top of the web. One of them, let's start with the issue we had before, I can't find stuff on the web. And there were a lot of search engines that tried to solve this. And it was a standing joke how horrible they were. That you would get 500,000 hits on your search, and they will be in random order, and they would start with some of the most bizarre things. So people were generally completely staggered when Google and search engines which use the same technology came out. Somebody realized that support vector machinery, which uses, so I can find the item vectors of matrices, which have been used for information retrieval beforehand, actually would solve this if you could make an index. Now, I should say that when we started the web, we did some very quick calculations to demonstrate, this is early bit of websites, demonstrate that it was impossible to index the web. First of all, okay, the web is a set of computers, each of which have got disks. The number of websites, number of computers is increasing steadily, and the size, typically, one imagines the size of each computer increasing steadily, so you would imagine that the size of the website would increase. Now, the size of the index you would need is the size of a website, which is roughly the size of a proportion of the size of a computer, times the number of computers. So obviously that becomes impossible as a factor of the number of computers out there. The number of computers that they was growing very, very quickly and showed no sign of stopping. Therefore, proven results, it's impossible to index the web. Wrong. Turns out the website stays finite size, computer disks went on getting bigger. And even the websites, the early indexes of the FTP sites are very effective. And folks that then run the Archie service noticed that actually every time they were worried about the disk running out of space, they went down to buy another disk, it was twice as big as the one they bought before. So there was, in fact, it is scale. So the idea that you could index it, the indexing algorithms, were part of the technical side of Google. What makes Google work apart from that? What's the social side of Google? It's just an engine, isn't it? Well, yeah, it's an engine, but of course the folks at Google have to be paid. So Google actually relies, the company relies on the fact that people paid for sort of relatively tasteful, relatively by the standards at the time, tasteful ads down one side of the search box, especially if they were tastefully distinguished from the search results, and the search results were kept unbiased. But also, Google, because Google is analyzing the links, it completely relies on the fact that people are making hypertext links. So that requirement, that hypertext link incentive, the fact that people have an incentive to make a link from a page to another good page was a very important part of Google. And it analyzed that link structure. So if people suggest, well, now we've got Google, we don't need the links, you must have the links. And that's why there was so much pressure in spam to, I get those emails saying, please can you make links from your very popular site to our site so that we will get more Google ranking. And so we said no. So that small, if you like, microscopic idea is the way the Google site works. And the macroscopic effect is the Google phenomenon. That in fact, suddenly you find that you can ask Google for a huge range of things and know that the top of the list is going to be exactly what you expect to find. So that's, and there are a whole lot of issues with Google. A huge, what about, how much do they know about you? And the fact that the spammers also get very sophisticated, buy out all kinds of junk domain names, link them together to make a whole completely alternative web, all full of ads, all totally commercial, all completely spoof, but manufactured automatically by a program to look as much like a real set of links and a real community as possible. Okay, so just as, so there will be there will be cycles and cycles going on this. But the same, the cycle model applies. Let's look at something else, the wiki. I should say that the original web model was that everybody should be able to write. And the original web browser, you could just type in text, and you could highlight something on one page, hit a key, highlight something on another page, hit a key, and you'd have a link between the two. Hit save, they'd all be saved back, and you had made hypertext links. It was supposed to be really, really easy. I never imagined that people write HTML by hand, and I never imagined that people would be happy to just sit there and read web without writing web. So I was wrong. So the web exploded without people being writing web. But fortunately, there were a few people who were driven crazy by that and tried various ways to tackle it. One of them was the wiki. The idea